Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at the Korg Modwave and we're going to do some tips and tricks. These are just things that I've either found a bit confusing or hard to do, or interesting things that I've discovered myself. So let's start. The first one is the Init performance. So the Init performance has let's have a look. What volume have we got? Got 100% volume of Oscillator 2, so I'd turn that down. Next, if we go to amp, at least when I'm triggering this from a keyboard, I don't want any velocity. I want it to be 100%. Otherwise, sometimes when I hit it, I barely can hear it. That means I have to smack the key. So I prefer to have it at 0 when I'm making stuff. And we're going to do the same for Oscillator 2 as well, or part layer B. So we've turned down the velocity. We're also going to turn down the second oscillator. Otherwise, when you start, you're hearing 2 oscillators. I don't like that. I like to just hear 1. So we've done that on both. The next thing that I'll do is take the filter down. So if you listen to it, we've got a saw, but if I change filter type, you can hear that multi-filter is a lot more open than the standard Poly 6. So that's fully open, and if I add resonance, you can hear the buzz more, and you lose bass. And if we go to multi, just sounds more open. So I like to have multi-mode filter, and I'll do that on both. Okay, so now I'm happy with my Init patch. So what I would do is save it. Now, I don't need to save it because I've already saved one. But the next tip that I wanted to look at was when you are saving something, if you go to my presets, you'll see that says Init. And how did I get that to the top? Well, the way you get it to the top is, let's say we save this, and we'll save it as new. But when you go into the name, you'll see that I've put a space before Init. So if we change this to Anit, for example, and I go shift and save as a new one, when I press enter, you'll see that it's still alphabetical, but it's going to ignore all the other ones because we put a space beforehand. So it's a surefire way of making sure it goes to the top, and I'll have to delete that later. Okay, so the next one is, let's just move this down. Okay, so the next one is the envelopes. So normally on an envelope you can do this, and on the Modwave you can curve it a bit more, which is nice. But the envelopes, the envelopes go below 0. So let's say we do curve it. You can see that there it's kind of like, but here it's going to be stabbier. And you could argue that, yeah, you could just do that. But that's kind of what happens. So I don't know, it's just a nicer way of finding that stab. Let's try and play one. Might be a placebo, but it sounds quite different to me. The next one is modulate the width of the sound with the Chaos pad. This one's quite interesting. So new patch, we'll go to our Anit. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go to perform, and we want to go to voices, put it at 16, detune at 0, thickness we'll have up a bit, stereo width up full. Now if we go to detune and we press mod and plus, it says enter to modulate the current parameter, which is detune. That's fine. And we can't do it with an envelope because it says channel source only. So we'll do it with the Y on the Chaos pad and we'll press enter. And here's another tip: if you hold enter down and turn it, you can get it to the top really quickly, otherwise you'll be doing this. So holding enter, you can straight away get the full modulation depth. Now if we play the sound, let's go to the Chaos pad. You can see it getting wider as we get closer to the top and thinner at the bottom. Now if we go to trigger source, we're going to put this on note on trigger. So every time we hit a note, it will start from the same position. Oops. Now what's cool about this is we can do quite a lot of stuff in the Chaos editor. So if we was go to direction, okay, let's turn the force down as well. And what else could we do? If we went to edge bounce off, let's speed that up, see what it sounds like. Let's give it more force. And you've also got where it starts from. Okay, the next one, we've already done that. The next one is lock shift. Okay, cool. So if we go to a new preset again, we will find a half decent wavetable. One of those will do, just because I know it changes a lot. These are my wavetables, by the way. You can find them on my website. They come with a lot of presets. Right, so the next one is, okay, so if we get an LFO on this, we just, now this is a morph LFO, you notice it's on morph. Now, if I change the stretch to say sync, we can't see what's going on as I'm changing it. So a better way to do this would just be double tap shift, and then on the panel you've got morph type. So let's slow the frequency down. Whoops, we've still got shift lock. Alright, and let's change the shape. Okay. So if we go to wave select and we double tap shift, so you can see what each one is actually doing to your sound. It's a good way of telling what each of the stretch algorithms do. Okay, and the next one is program change. So all you really have to do for program change is when you save it, let's save this to a new one, for example. We'd want to do a new one, but let's get out this, go save, and instead of saving it as a performance, we're going to save it in set list slot, and we're going to save it to A1. Okay, so I press right, overwrite set list slot A1, yes. Okay, now on my MPC I can see, we'll change preset first, and on my MPC I'll put program change on 1 or 0, the first program change number that comes up on your device, and when I press play it should go back to Init. Doesn't matter what it's on, it goes back to Init. So that's program change. The next one is sequencer performance. Okay, so for this one we'll go to Init. We'll turn the filter down. I'll have that. And right, if I press play, I've got a note. Okay, so for the sequencer, we're going to press record. We're going to choose the pitch lane, says it up there. We are going to press enter. We're going to put some notes in. Okay, there's our notes. Now if I press play, let's just play this sequence on a higher note. So you can hear it doing the pitch, but it's not retriggering the envelope each time. So all you really need to do is go to the envelope, and it should have envelope source. I can find it. Oh, you need to go to the filter envelope, and then we've got trigger source. We want step pulse. So that means every time there's a step, it will re-trigger that envelope. And that is that one. The next one is keyboard splits. So we'll go to our Init. We will choose a sound like this one. And then we'll go to performance. And you've got keyboard zone. So we will say this is going to be our lead kind of sound. We will say the lowest note of A, which is this one, will be there. You can see these lines, and then we will say the highest note of B will be there, and there you have a keyboard split. If we was to turn B on, and I don't know, we'll pick another wave. So we've got a gap there, and that's where the other one should come in. Oops. Whoa. There we go. I'm doing this randomly at the moment. I'm just looking for the things to move. There we go. So there's your keyboard splits. And with that, you can say that I want part A to be mono. If it was a lead, if that's what we was using it for. Part B could be poly. You can set the voices per one as well. And if you change dynamic to number, you can allocate this 132. And then you could allocate, oops. You could unison voices, mono mode, say poly again. And you could allocate this amount of voices. Obviously, if it's in mono, you're not going to need to allocate voices to the mono one. And that is it for today. The next one will be on Wavetables. I hope you guys learnt something. I'm sorry I don't have a mic today, so I wasn't able to record this to the best of my ability. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.